If your sourdough hasn't been improving the way you expected, I know the feeling. Mine looked fine on the outside, but something was always slightly off. The crumb was dense, the dough felt unpredictable, and I couldn't work out why. It wasn't one big mistake, for me it was a few small things. These are 5 things I had to fix first. I used to think if my starter had risen, it was ready. But rising doesn't always mean peak. Sometimes I was using it too early, and other times after it had already started falling. Both affected how my dough turned out. Now I look for a starter that's airy, fully risen, slightly domed, and still holds its shape. My dough often looked fine during bulk fermentation, so I assumed it was ready, but the crumb kept coming out dense because it hadn't developed enough gas. Now I look for more than the appearance. I look for a clear rise, some bubbles on the surface, and a softer, slightly jiggly feel. I used to expect strength too early in the process. When the dough felt weak, I tried to fix it by doing more, but the structure builds gradually through rest and gentle folds. Once I stopped forcing it, the dough started strengthening more naturally. Most of my mistake came from trying to control the dough instead of understanding it. I used to follow the same timings every time, but sourdough doesn't behave the same every day. Temperature, flour, and the starter strength all change the pace. Now I adjust based on what the dough is showing me, not what the clock is saying. I used to wait until the loaf was baked to decide what went wrong, but by then the lesson had already happened earlier. The real clues are in the process, during folds, fermentation, and shaping. That's where I started learning the most. What changed everything wasn't doing more. It was slowing down, paying attention, and letting the dough develop properly. That's when my baking started to become more consistent. If you're learning sourdough, it's usually the small adjustments that make the biggest difference. Let me know in the comments what part feels the most confusing right now.